What do you think of Brooke Raboutou's ascent of Excalibur, and what could it mean for the rise of comp climbers on outdoor rigs?
Man, I mean, I think that was an incredibly impressive ascent, and it was also cool. Like she just put so much into it, like, and it was like one of the first things she did this year, like taking this year off of comp climbing. So I think it just shows that it's really hard to put time into both things. Like, so like as soon as she switched over to focusing on outdoors for like this year, like, or when she's put time into focusing on outdoors in the past, like she did box therapy really quickly. She did this, I think, relatively quickly for it being one of the hardest routes in the world, you know? And so I think we're going to see a lot of amazing comp climbers climb well outside. I think there's a much bigger crossover there as far as people who are good comp climbers being good outdoor climbers than there is like outdoor climbers who are good comp climbers, because it's just the crossover is just a little different in that way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously incredibly impressive, and Brooke's a good friend, so I was really psyched for her.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts just to reflect on that for a second. It's 515C, so one of the hardest routes in the world. And to your point, and I don't know because I don't think Brooks talked much about her projecting process on it, but it does seem like she put it down pretty quickly. Certainly, it seems faster than Stefano, who got the first ascent of it, and Will Bosi, who's the second ascent, and Brooke was number three. So have you talked with her at all about that? Like, I'm just curious, like how much time goes into this? Did she just like rock up to that thing and put down one of the hardest routes in the world?
I know it was at least her second trip. I definitely don't want to speak for her, but like so I know it took two trips to go there, and she was, I believe it was like her last day that she was climbing on it. So
Sick.
pretty crazy. I'm excited to see whatever. I'm sure they made some sort of video about it, so I hope that she talks about that in whatever that is.
Yeah, totally. And to the question there about like kind of comp climbers and are we going to see more of this? Just recently, Hamish MacArthur put down Megatron,
Yeah.
one of, if not the hardest boulders in the world, and your roommate Jesse Grouper going out and making quick work of some really hard rigs out in the cave out there. So what is that? What is it about the competition climbers moving outdoors where that street more so than indoors, or outdoors going indoors, as you just said, what is it about comp climbers just making quick work of some of the hardest rock climbs in the world?
Yeah, I think we were talking about like tactics and also just like training. Like I think a lot of comp climbers have so much training. Like, what's the right word? They've trained so much in their life that like a lot of outdoor climbers tend to climb outside a lot for their training, and so they get really good at like climbing on rock, and they do a lot of, projecting of a climb and getting good at that climb. But like, you don't see a ton of like Daniel Wood's training content, for example. It's because he's spending a lot of his time outside, and he is so strong, and he is able to get a lot of that training that he needs outside, by like working on hard climbs. And I think same thing with like Dave Graham, like a lot of these like old school climbers, like Chris Sharma. Like you don't see a lot of their training content, and I think that's honestly because like the way you got strong back in the day was by climbing outside a lot, and you get this like really good climbing technique and stuff of outdoors, because like the way
Right.
you climb on rock is different than you do in a gym, and I think I definitely struggle with that when I go outside and haven't been outside in a while, especially like I find there's a learning curve. But I do think having so much training, like ability, there's a word I'm missing there, but there's a so much training specialization, whatever it is, helps a lot. And I think there's so much more potential that we have outside when you are pushing yourself to the limit in your training. And I think as gyms have gotten better, as training techniques have gotten better, all these things, we're going to just keep seeing people, more and more people be at that like really, really high level, because there's so many more better gyms. There's so many more better resources. There's so many more better like techniques, all these things. So tactics. Fans, like people didn't used to have Makita fans when they went outside, and now every single person has a fan. Like there's so many things that have improved, and I think that's partially why we're seeing such a big boom in like the sends of outdoor climbers. But then yeah, especially just like the techniques that people use to train for comps, I think does benefit you outside. All the power endurance, for example, like Hamish MacArthur is a really good lead climber and boulderer, so I'm sure he has great power endurance. Megatron is like a hugely power endurance climb, so same with Excalibur for Brooke. Like she obviously was like in peak form for the Olympics and got the silver, and then was able to carry that over into like a really power endurance hard route. So
All right, just a quick shout out for today's sponsor of this video, which is Rungni. Y'all know Rungni. It's Magnus Mitbo's company. I love them so much. They make incredible chalk and incredible gear, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. What I'm here to talk about today is this new thing they're doing called Club. It's an app that you download. The link is right down there, and it gives you, yes, you, the power to become a brand ambassador for Rungni. And what does that mean? Well, it means you get to score some sweet swag from Rungni. You get a discount code for yourself and your friends to use, and you get to start earning commissions on every sale that you refer. And hey, if you do good enough and you make cool enough content, well, you might just put me out of the job because you could be the next brand ambassador for Rungni. They've got all sorts of cool climber related challenges in this app. It's really fun. I'm on there and I'd love to see you on there. The link is right down there. You can start earning with Rungni right now. Yeah, and it's interesting. So like with Brooke, I don't think she had climbed 515, right?
No, actually, I don't think she has. Yeah.
Just went right to 15C, which only like a handful of people, she was the first woman, but like not even like a handful of men have climbed that grade. And I think we're seeing that too with other competition climbers coming out and essentially just being like, I'm just going to go find like something that's crazy hard and not worry about this like pyramid or this ladder. And do you think there's like a mindset that comes from competition that has fed into that? Like the climbs aren't graded, in comps, but outside they are graded, but it's almost like there's a disregard for the grade in a sense. They just kind of try the hard thing.
No, that's a really interesting perspective because I think it maybe comes from like we're used to having something that we're training for. Like I was training for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, right? Like, and that was this thing that was like this big event that I wasn't quite sure what it was going to entail, but like there was no pyramid really to that, like other than like, I guess a lifetime of climbing, competing, but like, like as far as how you work up to that, like it was just like you prepare for it and you go. And I think there's something to be said about that same kind of mentality of, okay, this is my goal, I'm going to go try and do it type thing for outdoor climbs and sends like that. And yeah, I think I haven't quite unlocked that for myself, but I definitely see that from like other people. Like I think Yana has been trying bibliography, which is also 15C in Seiyus, and that's like I don't think either has. She also hasn't done 515. She hasn't done B at least, but
I don't think so. I mean, she did like a really hard boulder in short order. I think it was a V15.
Yeah.
And like did it twice because the first one she wasn't happy with the way it was filmed or whatever. So,
yeah, it's so savage.
Totally. She's capable of crazy things. And yeah, what do you think that means for you? Do you have a long list of boulders or outdoor, sport climbs that like are on the dream list, or have you not put that much thought into like what the big tick list would be for you outdoors yet?
I definitely have like a dream list, especially of areas I've been to. I have like some stuff I really want to try in Switzerland this hopefully fall, and then some stuff I want to get back on in Rocklands, and like also just like test out some of the really hard stuff in Rocklands just because I've spent the most time climbing outside there, and so I know the style really well. I think it suits me decently well. So like kind of trying to actually like push myself, because I think I've had a hard time wanting to spend like a ton of time on one boulder when I go to this like beautiful amazing area that has just like so many boulders. It's like hard to get myself to just like project one.
Right.
Like I want to just go climb all this other stuff, but then like if you're projecting, you want to like save your skin, you want to save your energy, and like that just hasn't been what I've gone there for. And so I'd like to take a trip where I like go there more for like the projecting side of things.
Hey, if you like this video, check out what I got going on over on Patreon. I've got over 100 hours of videos and bonus episodes with the absolute biggest names in rock climbing, from Adam Ondra to Magnus Mitbo, Alex Honnold, basically everybody under the sun. They're all right there, and you can watch them for free right now with a 7-day trial.